begin today, as you usually do, by taking the name of God. Tavu kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriritam kalmashapaham Sravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti Bhurida Jana. On our 21st May, in the last class, on this subject, Panchama Veda, the fifth book of knowledge, as I personally believe, the Gospel of Sri Ramarkishna, Kathamrita, as we call it in Bengali. And we have discussed the excellent answer of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, given in reply to the question of Sri Mom, Ishware ki kore mon hoy? How may I fix my mind on God? In reply to this question, Sri Ramakrishna Dev said, in the words of Swami Gokulananda ji, he has written an article, he said, as a commandment of God, Ishware naam gunagan sarvada karte hai. He is telling is one type of commandment that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is giving to us. Ishware naam gunagan sarvada karte hai. Repeat the name of God constantly. In another place, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, what is this? This is called in japa. In Sanskrit, it's called japa. And Sri Ramakrishna Dev said, silently repeating God's name in solitude is japa. When we were quietly taking the name of God in a solitude, it is japa. When you chant His name with single-minded devotion, you can see God's form and realize it. So this is the greatness of this answer. Sri Ramakrishna is telling only very simple way. How can I fix my mind in God? As if it is so easy. But for that, we don't have any conception of God. How can I fix our mind first? Secondly, our mind is not in our control. It is all the time turbulent, it is going here and there. And every one of us, we know. And he is not asking anything else. Very simple way he is telling. And we will find that that is the unique answer that has been practiced thousands of years by all the spiritual leaders and the spiritual paths. He is telling, silently repeating God's name in solitude, and when with single-minded devotion, we can realize God. And at the same time, according to Patanjali, now we see Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, his answer is this. What the scripture says and others says, in the Patanjali it says, regular repetition leads to the awakening of the self. Tad japa, tad artha bhavanam. It's a very famous aphorism of Patanjali. Tad japa, tad means that God. And God, he says, you repeat the mantra Om, tad japa. Then tad artha bhavanam. And then you have to, at the same time, remember the meaning of it. The meaning of the Omkara. That from the Om only, all things are coming up. That is the tad japa, repetition of the mantra, and tad artha bhavanam, meditating on its meaning. And Sri Ramakrishna Dev said, tar naam, one part. Second part is gunagam. And also at the same time you have to repeat the name at the same time, meditating on his qualities or its qualities, but he is mentioning here the God, personal God. We can say he or she. So sing his glory. Swami Vivekananda said, mantra is a special word. One boy, after taking the name, getting the initiation, and he was so excited when he was going to initiation, because first you have to go to the Belur Math, and in our case, in the Ramarkishna mission, particularly in India, only President Maharaj and two Vice President Maharaj, they give initiation. So naturally, there's a long queue, so it is difficult to get a chance to. And when he goes over there, the secretary of the presidents, and they will be asking whether you have read this book or not. If not, go and complete the reading. Then afterwards, so it takes a long time, and after all that excitement, when he got the opportunity, he went and got the initiation and came back and he said, but I knew this name earlier. Then he said, I have done so many things. I was thinking it is something special, but I knew this is because you don't know. Swami Vivekananda is telling, mantra is a special word or sacred text or name of God chosen by the Guru for the repetition and reflection by the disciple. So when the Guru is choosing a name and giving to that disciple, then that is the speciality, because that name, he himself, the Guru himself has realized. He has practiced on that. It's not just that easy. Of course, nowadays many people, they are getting their Guru in that way, just name, that is a different thing. But actually, this Guru means he has realized the truth. And then only he is giving this name, otherwise not. And then he is telling, these words are not sounds of words, but God himself. This is very important. The name of the God that has been given by the Guru to the disciple is not only a simple word. Its meaning only the word's meaning, not like that. It's a God himself. So this is very important. And we do anything and everything, and we have so much of time, and but only we feel tired to take the name of God. You see, constantly our mind is going on thinking and thinking so many things. But when we are sitting to take the name of God, we cannot. And even when we are taking the name of God, the mind is thinking something else. Mind is not idle. Not that it is taking rest. It is going on taking the name of God. I mean, going on thinking something else. But in the moment it is, you are asking to take the name of God, it feels tired. Why? Because of our past karma. And that is why we have to go on forcefully trying to repeat the name of God. This is called japa. Sri Ramarkishna, when the Master Mashi asked, how to keep my mind on God? Keeping the mind on God, fixing the mind on God means what? Constantly remembering God. And in this situation, when our mind is going on here and there, first you have to go and practice these brahmacharya, these, then only your mind will be controlled. Sri Ramakrishna didn't say all these things. He simply said, repeat the name of God. And then he said, you have to, all the time, remember the qualities of God also. Nama guna kirtan, nama guna gan, sarvada. So, 2-3 things are there. First is the name, then the quality, then continuous. These are the 3 things we have to remember. In Hindi song, long back we used to hear, a famous singer, he sang that, Naam japan kyun chhod diya. That's a very nice song. So you are telling lies, you are telling these and that, Satya vachan kyun chhod diya. Like that he was asking. So this Naam japan kyun chhod diya? Why you have stopped repeating the name of God? So this we can constantly suggest to us. Why you are not repeating the name of God? Naam japan kyun chhod diya? Ma Sharadamani Devi has given greatest emphasis on daily japa and meditation. Those who are trying to lead a spiritual life, what they should do? See, Sri Ramarkishna, Ma Sharada, Swamiji, and this wonderful movement of Ramarkishna thought, Ramarkishna movement as they call, is actually helping us to realize God. But in such a simple way, that sometimes we think it's nothing. We'll be, okay, we're coming to the, and at the same time going to this place, that place, and then afterwards making a total thing messed up, finally. So that's why the very simple way the Sri Ramakrishna and Ma Sharada is telling, that is within our control. Anyone can do. It has nothing to do with the caste, nothing to do with the religion, nothing to do with the language or anything. Very simple, Ma Sharada is telling, mind will be steadied of itself if aspirants repeat God's name. Then of course, 15, 20,000 times. The 15,000 times or the 20,000 times, if we can remember the name of God, repeat the name of God in a whole day. And this is the problem. We are ready to do so many things, and then she asks like a real guy, she is telling like a real guide. I myself had experienced. I have experienced. Then only I am telling you. Some people will be telling, giving the guidance, and giving the guidance is most easy job. But the difficult thing is to practice. And here she is telling, I have practiced, I have experienced. Then I am telling you. Not that simply I am telling like that. This is very important. I have seen God. You too can see God. I have myself experienced that my mind is becoming so controlled. And when this mind becoming controlled, calm, what happens? Joy, peace. This is the way we can realize God, very simple way. So the Master Mashai, he asked a wonderful question, and in reply, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, and slowly, slowly as you go, we will see how much of knowledge we are getting from this Bachanamrit, Kathamrit, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So, it is really rightly said, Panchama Veda, the book of knowledge, knowledge of spirituality. And here Mother said, 15,000 times or 20,000 times, if you can repeat, let them do. And if it is not really active, it's not getting the result, come and tell me. Those who have read the biography of Ma Sharada Devi, they know how Mother used to take not 15,000, 1 lakh. 1 lakh times she is going on repeating the name of God. And the wife of Chaitanya Dev also, she used to, we have read, many of you have read, she had a wonderful way. She used to take one name, mantra, japa, and 1 grain of rice she will put aside. And how many thousand she will take, that many thousand grain will be there. That she will boil and eat. The wonderful way, the controlling the mind. Mind knows, because associated to the body, I will feel hungry if I am not getting good food or little heavy food. And for that only it will go on repeating the name of God. That was our way of doing. She also used to do like that. Here Mother is telling like this. So many thousands of times she used to do. Now, Guru Nanak, in the Sikhism we find, the Guru Granth Sahib, she is telling, let us repeat His name. His means the God's name. Let us repeat His name. As He was in the beginning, the truth. He was through the ages, the truth. So is He now the truth. O Nanak, so will He be forever and ever. And the Sikhs also, Japuji, that is the book is there, and they'll be all doing like that. The Sikh, in the Sikh religion also, this japa, this is also very important. And Guru Nanak, he himself is advising that we must kirtana, japa and kirtana. The Naam, the name, constantly they will be going on doing the kirtana. And what is that kirtana? The guna kirtana. Again, see the Sri Ramarkishna answered the name and the qualities. That you have to go on repeating the name of God, at the same time going on thinking His qualities. Why? Unless and until you think the quality, you are not transforming yourself. Only name won't do. Well, that boy, he said, I knew this name. He knew this name. But he was not knowing the quality. And what is that quality? That is the uniqueness. It cleans our past karma, removes our past karma, it giving a boost in our spiritual life. And what is the spiritual life? Slowly we will know that actually the spiritual life means joy, love, unselfishness. How it will come? Why it is not coming in the pages of the Kathamrita, in the pages of this book, will slowly come in this. Repeating the name of God, japa, and singing His name, kirtana, is also they are doing. And Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he is very clearly mentioning, Yajnana japa yagdoshmi. Among all the yajna, sacrifices, it is me, yapa yajna. The name, taking the name of God, Yajnanam Japa. The students of religion know that, and it is very interesting. There are many differences among the different faiths and paths, but one thing is very common, Titi, in the spiritual life, and that is japa, taking the name of God. In Hinduism, like the Hinduism, Buddhism also, they use this rosary, and they also repeat the name of God. Tibetan Buddhism, of course, they have simplified this. They have a revolving wheel. If you have gone to that Buddhist temples, you have seen there will be so many big the wheels, revolving wheels. And the people are also, the devotees are also going on rotating. They believe that because it is mentioned over there, they have written over there, engraved over there, the name Om Mani Padme Hum. This mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. As many times you are going on circling that, and that many times you are repeating. At the same time, you must have to repeat. I think they are repeating. But for the ordinary people, just to give a boost, if you are going there in a big, that type of rotating things, so many times that name, this mantra has been engraved, written. And they believe if it is just roaming like 100 times, that 100 times japa is over, like this only. But they also believe of Lord, and they have so many names. They'll be giving so many names. In Islam also, so many names will be given to God. And ours also, the name of Krishna, Sahasranama, and all these names will be there. See, names are God. The moment you are thinking the name, it is God. So this way in Christianity, they say, for our heart shall rejoice in Him, because we have trusted in His holy name. We have trusted in His holy name. So our mind will rejoice. You can remember the small story that Sri Ramarkishna is telling, the power in the name. One person, our Ravana's brother, Vivekananda, he asked a person to cross the ocean. And how to cross the ocean? He said, I am giving you this small paper, hold it in your hand and just walk. And that man, he was holding in hand that paper and he was walking. And he said, it's good. It's no problem, I am walking. Then when he was in the middle of the ocean, suddenly doubt came. And he said, what is it that I am holding? Only a small piece of paper. What may be inside that is so powerful that is helping me to float on the water? Let me see. He could have done it on the shore, but when he's in the middle of the ocean, he opened and he said, oh my God, only the name of Sri Rama. And he immediately. Now the faith, that is the power of. The moment here, they are telling, Christians are telling that we have trusted in His holy name. Ami Durga, Durga, Durga bole jodi mori. One devotee is telling to Goddess Durga, you are supposed to help me when I am dying, to take me to the heaven, to your abode, because I am taking the name of Durga. So I am Jodi Durga, Durga, Durga bole mori, akhire amare na taro kemone dekha jabe go Shankari. He is giving the challenge to Shankari, Durga. You are bound to do it because your name is that. And at the moment of death, if I can utter with devotion the name of Durga, I am sure He will rescue me. So that is the power of name. I told you the story of Hanumanji, how Hanumanji, just by taking the name of Sri Rama, saved the life. Rama's arrow also couldn't touch, couldn't do anything. That is the power. We trust in His holy name, the Christians say. The famous book that we have, almost all of us, we have read, The Way of a Pilgrim, the Russian monk. He is telling the name of Japa, Lord Jesus, have mercy on me. That was the mantra he was doing. He went to a church and there he heard that the pastor or the father and the sermon say, constant company of God. What is the constant company of God? He was going on asking people these questions and then someone suggested, take the name of God. Oh Jesus, have mercy on me. And then he started staying near the church. It was a long story. It was a beautiful story. The book is available in the bookshelf. And there he is mentioning, then only an ordinary pastor in a village church, he answered, take the name of God. First days, then days, slowly increasing, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. Then he understood that he cannot remain without taking the name of God. That is uniqueness. And when you are taking the name of God, you must be in joy. There should not be any frustration. There should not be any physical problem. Sometimes some people will be telling that we have taken the name of God so many times, now I cannot sleep, my mind has become agitated. Wrong then. You have not taken the name of God. Maybe that forcefully he wanted to see it. He has forced his mind to do, and that has created a mental problem, psychological problem. If you are taking the name of God with love, how can this be? One gentleman, he was the leader of the Brahma Samaj. And Sri Ramarkishna used to love him very much because he was the leader of Brahma Samaj, he was supposed to be the guru. But this person commented, by taking the name of God in such a vehement way, Sri Ramarkishna has lost the balance, mental balance. And then Sri Ramarkishna, after hearing it, only commented, you are thinking about the world and you are sane, and I am thinking about the Atman, the consciousness, and I am losing my sense. Can this be? No. So when we are taking the name, it is obviously that it will give a wonderful balance in our name. So this is very, very important. In Islam, In Sufi mystics, they also regard the repetition of name of Allah as the highest form of worship. Repetition name of Allah. A famous Sufi saying, Bulleh Shah, he prayed, very sweet is the name of Lord, and I likewise does it offer me shelter. O Lord, I ever remember thy name. This is what we find almost all the spiritual the paths. They are also taking the same type of thing. The only one there, we are all united. There, in the rituals, we are all different. Some are asking that you should sit facing the east, some are telling the west, some are doing this or that. There may be differences. But you see, taking the name of Lord, taking the name of God, taking the name of Allah, taking the name of Bhagavan, everybody is telling that that is the first and foremost. Otherwise you cannot improve. But this japa has wonderful way. 3 types of japa we can do. First is vachika. One can utter the holy name clearly with proper pronunciation in an audible voice. When we are alone, there is nobody. If we like, the name we are uttering, it can utter so that I can hear it also. That is also possible. It's called vachika japa. But you have to pronounce properly. There's so many stories are there. In India, they will never take the name of husband or the elder brother of the husband. The ladies, they do not take the name of husband. Here, of course, they only say that take the name of husband, not even the title, only name. And that is okay. There's another culture. So there, the ancient tradition that they will never take the name of husband and elder brother of the husband also. Bhasur, they will never take the name. So one lady, her Bhasur's name, elder brother's husband, elder brother, his name was Krishna. Now she got the mantra Krishna. How can she pronounce that? So whole life through, she repeated the name Krishna, Krishna, Krishna like that. Kri is for, Ka became for. And when she died, the Yamaraj, his people came, then the lady was arguing, I took the name of the Lord, why you are coming? I am supposed to go to the heaven, why you are taking to hell? But what name you repeated? Why? The name of my husband's elder brother. And what is his name? That I cannot pronounce. But that is the reason. That is the reason. That means in jokingly they are telling you to pronounce it properly. And why then? Because it is becoming one-pointed. Why all these things? You should not tell it to others. Why? Because it becomes deep down within me. It's such a trace I will not share with anyone. It is only me. It is with me, it will go along with me. And I am not going to tell it to anyone. That's why you are not supposed to tell the mantra. That's why the children should not take the initiation. Because just childlike way, they may tell it to their friends and all that. And we can say the purity of that mantra, the spiritual power of the mantra will be lost. When we are keeping it within the heart, and we are loving it, it's only my treasure. I am not sharing with anyone, not with my children or any relatives, not my friends or anyone. That becomes very powerful. This vachika, then upamshu, another type, upamshu, fix the mind on God and moves the lip. But there should not be any sound, inaudible. Sometimes our lips are moving. Raja Maharaj, Swami Brahmanandaji, he used to do like this. His japa was like that. And Sri Ramakrishna used to say, the moment I look at him, like him, and he's repeating the name of God that reminds me of God, and immediately I go into Samadhi. His mind was like that. The moment he is thinking about the God, immediately it is reaching to Samadhi. So Raja Maharaj constantly used to take the name of God. And there are Mahapurush Maharaj also used to take the name of God. He never stopped. In their younger days, he never stopped. Another direct disciple of Sri Ramarkishna, he suddenly decided that I won't take food. Why? Because when I am taking food, I am stopping in taking the name of Lord. Then Ramakrishnanandaji was just like mother. He used to take care of all the brother disciples. And he too, if you don't eat anything, and that too in those days, you have read the history of Ramakrishna mission, how austerity, severe austerity they practiced. They had nothing but only a little grain of food. That also he was not ready to take. Then Ramakrishnanandaji, you must have to take. He was forcing. Then it was decided, if Swami Shivanandaji, Mahapurush Maharaj, is touching me, at that time I can eat. Because Shivanandaji never stopped in repeating the name of God. And that will surely come to me also. So here is a spiritual competition. So one must do it. And that is the uniqueness. Sometimes our devotees, they will be doing the japa, yajna, 24 hours. Morning 6 o'clock it will start. A group of devotees will come. They will sit over there and do japa for 1 hour. Just at the back there will be another set of ashanas will be there. Another group will come at say 6:55. They will sit over there and they will start the japa. And then at 5 minutes, all of them they are doing. And this first group they go and they take little rest or little food or water. This group is continuing for 1 hour. Then the third batch comes, fourth batch. Like this, continuously from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening, 12 hours yapajagya. Sometimes 24 hours yapajagya. Continuously. And when we are taking the name of Lord continuously, the atmosphere becomes wonderful. Whoever enters, immediately that charges them. And they start feeling something good. And they say, when I come to this place, I feel it is good. Many of the people, they say, when we used to go to Hyde Park Ashram, we used to feel good. Because 30 years, the Swamis, Brahmacharis, devotees, they have practiced. When this place also, as we are continuing from 2008, I think we have come over here, and slowly, after 5, 6, 7 years, you will see the whole thing has changed. Well, atmosphere will be surcharged by that. And that's why the devotees should come and see. We are inviting Swamis, they are coming, taking the name of God. That is adding to the atmosphere. If you go to Belur Math, whether you understand it or not, immediately you will start feeling some good. What is there in Belur Math? Just a Ganga flowing. That Ganga is not only to Belur Math. So many other places are also there. But why then we feel good? Why we enter into the temple we feel good? Because in the temple you will find nothing. If you go to other Hindu temples, so many gods and goddesses, and so many beautiful way. In one temple you went and they were showing us how they have made the pillars, how the pillars without any iron, etc. In Belur Math, nothing like that. Nothing is there. The moment you enter, straight to Sri Ramarkishna. They have not kept the direct disciples photo also. Not even Mar Swamiji, only Sri Ramarkishna. And your eye and concentration will go straight to that. In the traditional Hindu temple, if you go, inside it is all dark. Your mind don't go here and there. If all the wall is having a lot of carving, beautiful pictures, then you will look, just take a glance to the God, and then you will go on looking at the pictures. Oh, how wonderful, appreciating the pictures only. But the effort is to concentrate on God. The moment you are entering into the temple, Garbha Mandira, all dark, only one lamp is burning near the God. Your whole concentration is going on that. That is the idea. So this way, when all the devotees are coming, taking the name of God, repeating the name of God, thinking about God, slowly, slowly that whole atmosphere becomes wonderfully holy. And that is called temple. That is called mandira. That is called the holy place. So otherwise, what for the tirtha? The people, sometimes they'll be going with a big camera and so many things, goggles on the head, and they'll be taking the snap. They are all going over there. They are not pilgrims. Pilgrims means what? Concentrated mind. They are going and repeating the name of God, and at the same time thinking the glory of God. Here, Swami Vivekananda said, one may ask, and another is Bachika, Upamshu, another is Manasika. This Manasika means ponder the meaning and practice silently with no movement of lips, just inside the mind. No one will be able to understand that he is taking the name of God. Very quietly he is doing. And sometimes whenever you are moving, we can take the name of God. But at the same time, you must be very, very practical. In a Vellore Mart, one brahmachari, we were all there. And as a practice, and as a training, we were given the training of dressing the vegetable. Whoever you may be, you have to come and sit over there dressing that is the training of the brahmacharis. Then cleaning the floor, sweeping the floor, cleaning the bathroom, serving the senior swamis, reading the scripture, doing puja, meditation, all this is a part of our training. And when you were doing it, someone, he got cut, his finger, and he was, Maharaj, the in-charge Swamiji was there, and he said, Swamiji, it's an accident, you know. And he thought he will be so, sorry, come. Instead he rebuked him. I asked you to cut the vegetable, not the finger. Why you are cutting your finger? And that means the concentration is not there. Whatever work we do with concentration we have to do. That is the uniqueness. And with concentration when you are doing, so that we are in the car, we are in the bus, we are in the train, we are in the office, but Sri Ramarkishna says, keep a portion of your mind on God. And we are going on taking the slowly. This is ponder the meaning and practice silently with no movement of the lips. If you go on taking the name of God like this, the local police may arrest you. He is going to lose, maybe that he is a lunatic. So he is going on repeating something. So it's not. People don't understand that what you are doing. This is the great. Swamiji is telling, the inaudible repetition of the mantra, accompanied with the thinking of its meaning, is called the mental repetition, manasika, and is the highest. And this is the highest form. The bachika, upamshu, and manasika. This manasika is the highest. One may ask, is japa, repetition of God's name, is the direct means of God realization? When you are taking the name of God, just repeating the name of God, can we realize God directly? This is a philosophical question. Here, the mother says, Ma Sharada Devi, by japa and austerity, tapasya as we call, it cut asunder the bondage of karma. It's very clear. The philosophy, mother is very clear. She is constantly telling, you must take the name of God. 15,000, 20,000. But don't think, by doing this, directly you are realizing God. No. When it comes to the philosophical questions, her answer is very clear. She is telling, it cut asunder the bondage of karma, that means past actions. But God cannot be realized except through love and devotion. Just I have taken the name of God, so God is supposed to come to me. That won't do. You have to develop love for God. That's why Nama, Guna, Kirtana. Name at the same time His Guna. And the moment His qualities we are remembering, and a love comes for. He is simple. And He is straightforward. And He is, as He calls, Sharol. There's that simpleness. And this type of gunas when it is coming, and those gunas automatically coming within us, He is telling, and then we can remember that wonderful word of the Meera. Meera said, Patthar puja mile, to main puju pahad. Some people will be telling, if you are worshipping, the Swamiji, we went to that river, Godavari, and we found this patthar, and it is just in the shape of Krishna, or then we are worshipping. Only if you are worshipping that stone, do you think you will realize God? No. The Meera, she is telling, if by worshipping a stone, if I could realize God, why the stone? I worship the whole mountain. Patthar pujan se hari mile, to main puju pahad. The whole mountain I will worship. There is no problem for me. Then he is telling, Falmul khakar hari mile, to badur badarai. See, so clear. Those who have realized God, no ambiguity, very clear idea. If you are thinking just by taking the vegetarian food I will realize God, wrong. In that case, all the monkeys would have realized God long before, because they are living only on the fruits. Falmul khakar hari mile, to badur badara, all the birds and those who are living on that. No. Then this is very important. Meera kahe, bina prem se nahi mile nandalala. That is important. Meera kahe, bina prem se nahi mile nandalala. Long back, 4 of us, after getting the sannyasa, we went to that's called Gomukh. Gomukh you know. And Gomukh, just before Gomukh, I think 13 kilometers before Gomukh, you cannot reach Gomukh in the same day. It's difficult. You can't reach. Difficult. So there is a Lal Baba Ashrama. It's very famous. One Swamiji is there. He always wear a red colored what's called socks. So he has been named, nobody knows his name, so Lal Baba. And the Red Baba, he had only one thing, I won't give you any blanket unless you are taking the name of Lord and you are taking prasad. Prasad is offered to Rama, he is a devotee of Rama. So he will be offering that, and that is also evening 8 o'clock. So cold. And you know the people from the plain, they have not seen when there's the snow is falling and that snowing, so cold. There you have to wait for 8 o'clock and then there will be puja, a little of course the arati, then the prasad will be given. After eating that prasad, you will get the blankets. That is the system. So we have to wait and that. And what we will do, till then all the Swamis, different groups, they were all sitting here and there, taking the name of Lord. We 4 were reading Kathamrita, this gospel. Then one brahmachari of the Ramaic Sampradaya is very hefty, very strong. He was going somewhere, he saw, and when we were reading the Bengali, he heard it and said, Swamiji log, aap log Bengal se hain? Then, yes. Aap log kya machli, ye sab khate hain? He was asking, and his voice was, everybody could hear what he is telling. Then it was so difficult in the naturally, and what to say, and these people are very, very orthodox. And the moment you say something, and if they are not liking, they will ask, go and sit in the outside. You are not going to share the room with you. It's a big room, it's a hall, but they won't. Then, immediately I asked, why you are asking a monk what he eats? You must ask the Swami about the knowledge. Pucho gyan ki baat, jaat na pucho sadhu ki. Pucho gyan ki baat. That's a famous couplet is there. Then I was telling him, you are the worshipper of Brahma? Yes, yes. Then do you know, you are a Vaishnava, do you know what the Vaishnava saint Mirabai said? Then he was telling, who is Mirabai? And that was a chance for me to put down, and I said, you don't know Mirabai? What is it? And then I told this one. See, this is the wonderful sentence. All people are only thinking what you are eating, what you are drinking, from whom you are eating, how you are drinking. Swami Vivekananda, again and again he is telling, this has nothing to do with religion. Religion means your love for God. The love for God, how it will come? If you are continuously going on taking the name of God. So this is Meera kahe, Bina prem se, nahi mile nand lala. Then, what for japa? Then one may ask. Mother said, japa and other austerity subdued the senses. This is the important. We have 5 sense organs and continuously they are collecting. Ahara. Ahara means collection. Grahan. They are going on collecting. Rupa, Rasha, Shabda, Sparsha, Gandha, they are all going and collecting information and putting it on the mind and making a mind a mess. And that is the problem. And with that mind only we have to go to God. Our vehicle, only vehicle that will take us to God is our mind. And if it is not ready to go to God, so that is why we have to take the name of God. Sri Ramarkishna said, constantly take the name of God and also remember all his qualities. Mother said, japa and other austerity subdue the senses. Vigorous japa neutralizes low thoughts, help the aspirants to rise to higher spiritual planes. One person came and asked our Sri Ramarkishna, sometimes bad thoughts are crossing the mind, what to do? Very simple suggestion he gave immediately. Take the name of God and with the clapping of hands. If you are shouting and clapping the hands, immediately all other thoughts will go away. What are the problem with the mind? Thoughts. What are the thoughts? Different worldly thoughts, selfish thoughts, different type of thoughts are coming. So how to control those thoughts? By taking the name of another thought. Another thought only you have to pour. That he is telling. Srima asks a very important question. How to fit the mind on God? And Bhagavan said, repeat the name of God constantly. And it is only for the householder devotee. Because Srima was the householder and Sri Ramakrishna giving the answer, is it only for the householder devotees? No. It is for the monks also, for everyone. Gokulanandaji Maharaj telling is the commandments for the householders. He is giving importance. He was talking to the householders, but it's for the all. Brahmanandaji, who is considered the mind-born son of God, Sri Ramakrishna, Manashputra, he is telling, the easiest way in this Kali Yuga is the path of Yapa. This taking the name of God in this Kali Yuga, at this age, this is the easiest way to take the name of God. The easiest way in this Kali Yuga is the path of Japa. By constantly performing Japa, the mind can easily be made calm and steady. And finally, it will lose itself in the Ishta, the chosen God or deity. So these are the statements. This Raja Maharaja, as we call, he was, Sri Ramakrishna said, his name was Rakha, but he said he has the capacity to rule the whole country. And then Swamiji said, then he is Raja. From then, he became Raja. Raja Maharaj, he used to call. In Ramakrishna mission, in the whole Ramakrishna, this family, they will be calling Swamiji means Swami Vivekananda. And Maharaj means Raja Maharaj. But all the Swamis, they are called Raja, Swamiji or Maharaj. So he is telling, this is the thing. And then the second part of the answer of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Gunagan, sing the glory of God constantly. Millions and millions of people, they are daily taking the holy name of Sri Rama and Sri Krishna. If you go to Vrindavan, never for a minute there will be no name of Sri Krishna. 24 hours, 365 days, all through there will be the name of Krishna, somewhere or other. This is the beauty of Vrindavan. If you go to Vrindavan, there is a circle, road is there. You can go on circling. You will hear either these people somewhere, they are taking the name of Krishna, or some other time and some other time, someone or other taking the name of Krishna, and 24 hours continuously, just like the clock, it is going on taking the name of Sri Krishna. And in also the Rama. If you go to Ayodhya, whole Ayodhya is nothing but the temple. All the places covered with so many temples, all people are taking the name of Rama or Krishna. But then, why don't you find, why you are not finding the religious people? Why not? This is the answer Sri Ramakrishna is giving. Only name won't do. You have to take also, remember, the guna. What is the guna? This special quality. There are so many qualities of Sri Ramachandra. But the special quality of Ramachandra, Satya, is the truthfulness. He will never deviate from the Satya. To whatever the position he is there, he will only take the name, or only continuously practice Satya. Raghukula Riti Satachali Ai Prana Yau Barbachan Ajay. This is the important thing in Ramachandra's life. His father was also ready. He told what to do. Now I am in a problem. But if you like, you can arrest me. Sri Ramachandra said, no, that don't do it. If you have given the word, you have to practice it. You must have to do it. There's a long back, we find the Nachiketa, a young boy of 8 years old. Swami Vivekananda loved him so much. Again and again said about Nachiketa. Be like Nachiketa. What was the quality of Nachiketa? Satya. When his father said, go to Yama, then his father was repenting, no, I just, from the out of the slip of tongue, as they call, you need not to go to, I didn't say it properly. Then he is telling, he's a small boy, he is telling his father, Anupashya yatha purve, pratipashya tatha pare, shashyamiva marta pachyate, shashyamiva ajayate punah. Look at the past. All our ancestors, they never deviated from the truth. But now if you do that, what will happen in the future? All they'll be following you and they will deviate from the truth, and we will live just like any grass and the plants that they just born, live for some time and die. Is this the human life? Some people, they think they are very clever. They are telling the lies, doing all these sort of things, and they'll be going to the temple and donate something and they'll think, now we are free from the sin. I'm really very sorry. They do not understand. They got the opportunity, but they are misusing the opportunity. And they are sure to burn their fingers. In the next life, they will have to suffer. Good, good, bad, bad. None can skip the law. Swami Vivekananda, in his poem, he is writing. You must have to suffer, whether you believe it or not, whether you understand it or not. A child do not understand that if she is putting or he is putting the finger in the fire, it will burn. It will burn. He's not considering the child or an elderly person. It will burn. The what that you are doing, hundreds and thousands of people, they are having so much of money because they did lot of good job, good work, And that's why as a result they got this opportunity. Instead of helping the poor, helping the downtrodden, serving the God, the living gods, they are cheating them regularly, taking away the money from them and thinking we are very clever. And they will go with all good dresses to the temple and they will donate a huge amount, and the priest and all others, they will take them in the font, they will go and do some arati, and like this they are coming out before all thinking we are somebody, and there will be nobody afterwards. They don't understand. So this is the thing. This is not one life. This is not one life. So one must be very, very careful. Satya, we have to stick to truth. And that's why Sri Ramakishna Dev said, go to sadhu, satsang. The next class and the coming week, we will meet and we will discuss about the satsang. Here, the Rama, he was, the main quality is Satya. And one simple devotee, I will just, because you know him, a very, very humble devotee. He was the worshipper of Sri Rama, Raghuvir. Raghuvir means Sri Ramachandra. And he denied to say a single false, because the Yamindar, the landlord of that time of the village said, because people knew that he never tell lies. If you go and tell a lie, only a single lie, for me, I will win this case. And for that I will give you everything. But if you are not obeying me, then I will take away everything from you. But he said, no, this is called character. What is character? But I feel the character means it's not a good man. It's not a person who is not telling lies. It's not a person who is not stealing. The character means a person who can say no on the face of temptation. Who can say no on the face of fear? Here, his name, Khudiram Chattopadhyay. And that's why the God himself said, Khudiram, I like to be your son. Khudiram said, no sir, please don't come. I am so poor, I won't be able to serve you properly. No, I will come. And he came. Not only he, the Vishnu, Shiva, and also Brahma, they all came in one body, that is Sri Ramakrishna. And Khudiram became Amar, because he is the father of Sri Ramakrishna. As long as the sun and the moon will be there, as long the human society will be there, as long there will be purity in the hearts of the human being, so long the Ramakrishna's name will be there. And each and every one will remember Khudiram Chattopadhyay. A simple Brahmin, just because he never deviated from the truth, now he is Amar. And the Krishna, what was his quality? Tyaga. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, in a simple way, is telling, if you repeat the word Gita again and again, what comes? Gita, 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 it becomes Tyagi. It's the quality of Sri Krishna, Tyaga. He could become the emperor of the whole, this huge India, Bharatavarsha. But he refused. He didn't take a small part of it. This is the Tyaga. So Satya and Tyaga, these are the two qualities that we find. When we are taking the name of Rama, those who are the devotees of Rama, they must have to remember that Satya is the quality. You are remembering the name of Krishna. You are a pujari of Krishna. You must remember that Tyaga is the quality of my God. Then only taking the name will be beneficial. And afterwards, slowly, we will go to this. How, even in the Gita, Bhagavan is telling us. The last time also I was referring to these. These are the qualities if you are imbibing. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, now and then visit God's devotees and holy men. We will discuss this portion in the next class. What will happen? who are these holy men? Who are the really devotee? What are their qualities? And what happens if we go to them? All these things we will discuss in the next class. Now let us take the name of God, offering pranam. I thank you all to come because this evening it is raining, thundering, but at the same time, all as they call, you have come only to listen to this. I am really very thankful to you, and may the blessings of God be always with you. As because genuine love for God is there, so you have come, not for me, but for the name of God. I pray to God for you. Come, let us offer my pranam. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.